MS-13 is an international street gang whose motto is kill, steal, rape, control. They've become a deeply embedded menace in the United States, in part by exploiting flaws in our immigration policy. Attorney General Jeff Sessions recently called MS-13 one of the most dangerous criminal operations in the U.S. today and said it could be classified officially as a terrorist organization. Lisa Fletcher reports from a new epicenter of rising MS-13 violence.
Nisa Mickens was 16 years old. She loved basketball and hanging out with her best friend, Kayla Cuevas. Last September, Nisa and Kayla went missing. Nisa's parents, Robert Mickens and Liz Alvarado, were desperate.
We were looking so hard and we could not find her.
After a policeman drove past their house, they followed it.
We came across another officer a few blocks away. We're looking for our daughter. Then he was like, "Do you have a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, I have a picture." I showed him a picture. And he looks at me, looks at Liz, he goes, "You know, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's your daughter."
The students were both murdered by MS-13 members who used machetes and bats. Since January 2016, the gang has been responsible for 22 deaths on Long Island, inspiring a visit from President Trump earlier this summer.
They have transformed peaceful parks and beautiful, quiet neighborhoods into blood-stained killing fields. They're animals.
The purpose of the gang is take control of the town, control of everything that's going on with drugs, trafficking, prostitution.
This man spent 7 years in MS-13 before he walked away, changing his appearance and his address to stay alive. He says the gang focuses on recruiting minors, especially those originally from Central America.
Back in El Salvador, what they do is they recruit young minors, because young minors, as they get recruited and they commit a crime, they will be released because they're minors.
So how young are the kids they're targeting?
I would say 13, 15 years old. The younger, the better for them.
Long Island is fertile recruiting ground because an estimated 8,000 Central Americans are here, part of a tidal wave of so-called unaccompanied minors who started pouring over the U.S. border in 2013, many of them fleeing gang violence back home. In Long Island, the minors are waiting on the courts to decide if they can stay in America or will be deported. While they wait, they are both prey and potential recruits for MS-13.
They are very ruthless and aggressive in their recruitment tactics.
Angel Melendez is the special agent in charge for Homeland Security investigations in New York. He is leading a new task force especially created to crack down on MS-13. Since June, Operation Matador has made 186 arrests, including the 6 men responsible for killing Nisa Mickens and Kayla Cuevas. Is the explosion of unaccompanied minors in the U.S. leading to the rise of MS-13?
Of the operations that we're conducting in New York, particularly in New York, the individuals that are associated with MS-13 that we've been able to arrest in the last 10 weeks are all illegal immigrants. 30% of those came into the country as unaccompanied alien children.
Melendez's team is finding some of the minors crossing the border are already affiliated with MS-13, but are being allowed to stay anyway.
Gang affiliation is not a grounds of inadmissibility by itself. An unaccompanied alien child can present themselves at the border to DHS authorities, and we would still be required to place them.
The rise of this activity and the rise of unaccompanied children is very closely connected with the government not doing its job.
Senator Charles Grassley chairs the Judiciary Committee that oversees the billion-dollar unaccompanied minor program. He convened a hearing last June on the topic. Is taxpayer money being well spent on this resettlement program?
It's not being handled well because we find too large of a number of these kids ending up in that environment of gang activity.
As Operation Matador continues to roll up MS-13 gang members, Liz Alvarado continues to stand watch at Brentwood High School most afternoons.
I'm outside at 2:30, and I watch them walk all the way home from where I sit. I want them to be safe. I want them to go home to their parents.
EMS comes from Mara Salvatrucha, a combination of gang, El Salvador, and streetwise. U.S. taxpayers have already spent billions to care for all the unaccompanied minors surging into the U.S. in recent years. So far this year, more than 38,000 minors have come in through the southwest border.